In this lecture, we will learn how to use WebEx for synchronous lectures in the virtual classroom. My name is Ryan Wilson and my number is 675-3288 if you should have any questions. So to start the WebEx session for a synchronous lecture, you need to go to your email. When you first began your email, you should have received a training session scheduled email from messenger@webex.com. When I click on that particular email, you'll notice here it says to start the session, click here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Notice it opens up a new tab. If I'm already logged in, as you probably already did, you will see that your session is right here, and then we just have to click Start Now. Once we click Start Now, it'll go through a series of screens. Just let it do its thing. And now we are in WebEx. So you are now the presenter for this particular class. You want to make sure that you are seeing your microphone and that you have a speaker that you are hearing. In this particular case, it looks like our speaker may or may not be working. Let's take a look at that. Well, it's not working because no one else is in our particular WebEx. So notice here you can raise your hand, you can say yes, you can say no, you can see how many participants you have and how many said yes or no. You can also roll over many of these and see what kind of tasks you have. In this particular case, it's clear feedback. You can even click on this icon and people will see that you are available and what you look like. So I'm going to click that off. Notice that that does take some bandwidth, so you need to have a fairly fast internet connection for that. Here's where you chat with your participants. You just press enter and then everybody will see what you're seeing. Notice you can record your particular video, so you just click record and click the button to record on the server, and you say record, and now it's recording. You can have a question and answer session, such as what is WebEx? And if people were in here, you could specify who would see that. You can conduct a poll and record individual responses. But most likely what you're going to do is share your desktop. If you're not seeing a student in your class, you can even invite and remind that student. You just need their particular email address. So you would just put in their email address there. Or you could remind anyone that hasn't quite yet received that invitation. Probably the most important and used feature in WebEx is sharing your desktop or an application. Notice here I can share my desktop, which would actually show everything that I'm seeing, or I can share an application. If you're using a PowerPoint, I would recommend sharing PowerPoint as opposed to your desktop. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to say share my desktop. When I do that, the whole screen is going to kind of disappear because now students are seeing what you are seeing. You get this brand new icon or panel at the top of your screen, and you can go up here to the top and see it. You can now assign, make people presenter if anyone was in your particular class at this moment. You could share different things. Maybe you want to share a file, maybe you want to share an application, maybe you want to share a whiteboard that would allow you to draw on it. Maybe you want to share a piece of content. You can even share a remote computer if you have that capability. Let's say we want to annotate this. So I click annotate, and now everything that I circle people will see. So that's a good way to encourage your students to pay attention to something in particular. When we're done, we say stop annotating, and it just basically goes away. Now let's go back and see some of our other options. Notice again, this is where your recorder is. You can pull up your chat, and you can see over here what everybody else is chatting. You can also click and see who the other participants are in your particular classroom. And you can see if they're raising their hand, if they're participating in a poll, so forth and so on. So as you can see, WebEx is a really powerful way to communicate with your students. I really encourage you to play around with it, enjoy it, and try to engage your students in many of the creative ways that are available.